It's Stoke on Tuesday night at St Mary's. It's the League Cup 4th round. Steve, is this a game that we could do without, or is it a chance to get a win?
A little from A, a little from B. I would say. I mean, it's one of those where I think it's a huge opportunity to kind of regain that confidence and get a win. But at the same time, you could also probably imagine a lot of the players and staff thinking could do without this, could do with the week's preparation, make sure everyone's fully rested ahead of Everton, because obviously Everton aren't playing this week because we knocked them out in the last round. We knocked them out
on penalties, yeah.
So
which seems like an age ago, doesn't it?
Oh yes, yeah, and as a result, they're going to have a full week to prepare. And I mean, you know what, gravel voice is going to be drilling. It'll be percentages, set pieces, and all the stuff that we know that we're fairly rubbish at defending against. So yeah, it's not going to be easy, but Stoke, as I say, presents an opportunity. Not just an opportunity for probably some fringe players. I mean, I wouldn't expect us to make wholesale changes. I don't think.
No, correct.
I think we're now in the situation where, okay, yes, we're now playing against Championship opposition again, whereas last round it was Premier League side on the same level. I think there now needs to be kind of a continuity situation where we have a bit of a core of players who are going to play in this game because they need to kind of get up to speed in terms of winning a game of football. They need to remember how to win a game of football in 90 minutes. And if you're not going to do that against a team that's won 1 in the last 9 in the Championship, then you're not going to be able to do it in Premier League against actual proper good opposition. So I think it's an opportunity now for the majority of them. I mean, I would still expect probably 4 or 5 changes, maybe, but it certainly won't be the sort of 10 or 11 that we saw in the previous rounds.
Do you think we'll see Alex McCarthy coming in then, Alfie? The likes of Armstrong, I guess he's probably going to start. Maybe Maxwell Cornet as well?
Yeah, I don't know exactly about specific players, but Steve's exactly right. It won't be 11 changes again. I think there was an embargoed section of the press conference yesterday to come out sort of tomorrow, and I asked a couple of questions about the Stoke. Obviously, I can't reveal all of it, but he really wants to win this match. I think he knows that he realistically needs to. Really needs to get some confidence back in everybody. It's in front of the home crowd, and he said he's not going to make 11 changes. He's going to go as strong as fitness will allow. So yeah. With the goalkeeper, I mean, you could probably see McCarthy coming back in, and maybe someone like Adam Armstrong, the players who are sort of on the periphery and being used. But I would expect a solid defence. The regular starters in midfield. I suppose coming off the pitch on Saturday, you look at the likes of Flynn Downs. He looked absolutely battered, so maybe he'll get a night off. Adam Lallana probably can't do every game, so maybe he will as well. So there's still going to be room for changes, but I don't think it's going to be a case of, unfortunately, the likes of Sam Amo and things like that, who probably should be playing more or get some minutes. I just don't think the chance will be there for them. But I totally echo everything Steve says in the sense that, and I know the cup run, obviously, a couple of years ago didn't really do us any favours, and in the end, it wasn't worth the effort that was put in. But any chance to win a game now in front of the home fans and to get some form back in is going to be essential. And maybe a first goal for someone like Paul Onuachu, which is going to really really hit when it comes. So yeah, we'll see.
The place will go mental if that happens. Glen, they did score 6 past Pompey, so we should at least thank them for that.
Yeah.
I know Sam Gallagher was on the score sheet that night, wasn't he? So it's not going to be easy.
Yeah. No, I watched that game because I was trying to fall in love with football again. Having I know it's a very negative thing to do, is to watch a game specifically because you want one team to get absolutely battered.
Then for it to come true.
And for it to come true, and it's great. And they played really well in that game, despite Pompey being woeful. Tom Cannon, who I think they've got on loan from Leicester, scored 4 in that game. So he's obviously their sort of main guy up front. Sam Gallagher scored also, but I noticed he didn't play at the weekend, so maybe he's injured or suspended or something. They got a guy, Lewis Kumas, from on loan from Liverpool, who you may remember scored against us in the Carabao Cup, was it? The FA Cup, was it? FA Cup last year, when they put out all their kids and beat us anyway. So they've got some dangerous players, but at the end of the day, they're 19th in the table. I know they've changed them. They have a different manager every time we play them, don't they? Because it was Alex Neil, then Stephen Schumacher, and now this guy whose name I can't pronounce, Palach, is the new manager. So I mean, it's a game that Russell Martin needs to win for all the reasons stated by the lads earlier. We need to take it seriously, and we need to put a proper team out on the pitch. But we've got a big squad. They're not all good enough for Premier League level, as discussed. But the likes of Leslie Ugachukwu, obviously Joe Aribo will probably come back in for this game. Adam Armstrong will come in for this game. We should be able to put out a team that can relatively comfortably deal with playing Stoke. It'd be interesting to see where their heads are at as well, with regards to, are they looking at their league position and being worried that they might go down, or how much priority are they going to put on this? Because it's a tournament that ultimately they're very unlikely to win. So maybe they'll rest a few as well. But who knows? I just want to see us win a game. I just want to see us play reasonably well. And I think anyone who goes, I'd like to see a few people there as well. I mean, I only got my ticket a couple of days ago, and it was still just the ends that were open. As far as I know,
how much was it? Was it reasonably priced or not?
It's $17.50 or something, and $7.50 for concessions. So it's not too bad, but it was just in the chapel in the Northern. You can
kind of understand why, though, can't you? You can understand why it's not going to be.
But I hope people do get on board with it and turn up on Tuesday, because everyone, every supporter who turns up in an ideal world helps. So let's face it, the club needs the support at the moment to try and get things up and running before the big game against Everton at the weekend.
Would be slightly ironic, Steve, though, if we win and Russell Martin's banned from the touchline. He's watching from the stands.
Well, yeah. I mean, it didn't help us last time, didn't it? With away at Huddersfield when
was it 1-1?
We were crap in that game. Got the lead in the first, just before half time, and then basically just thought second half we'd be able to walk through it, because Huddersfield,
the late one? Yeah,
they'd been on an absolutely rotten run of form. Darren Moore in all kinds of bother, getting hounded by the fans, and they completely outplayed us second half, but still last minute cross flew in at the far post and it evaded everybody. But that was that the second viewing we had of Ross Stewart? Because I think he'd made his debut against West Brom. And
that's right. And then he got injured in that game.
And then he got injured in his 10-minute cameo. So great, here we go.